Alright guys, welcome back to VALORANT News. Huge updates from around the world in terms of the VCT Playoffs kicking off in all the different regions. The Pacific is getting very interesting indeed, which we'll dive into, but also the playoffs are starting relatively soon in the Americas and for the Challenger side as well. Definitely some pros have been preparing. ShahZaM's team with Yay got the job done in Premier last night. Tarek's team though with Shroud, not quite so lucky. Very much enjoy your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. First of all here, talking of the EMEA Series 1 Game Changers tournament with G2 Gozen getting the job done again. They played the BBL Queens. I think it's really kind of funny here because BBL could stand for various different things, but I thought it was just a hilarious team name really. So yeah, the BBL Queens up against G2 Gozen, and it goes all 5. Crazy series. Vania as well. I mean, plus 29, 106 kills, MVP of the series, but not good enough for the win. It was 13-5 on Pearl, 13-15 for G2 Gozen there, and then almost the reverse sweep happens with a 39, 13-5 before eventually 39 on Factor to get the job done with Mary with plus 10. So yeah, crazy stuff. G2 Gozen kind of keep their dominance over that region going for the time being, and well, we're going to see more of the game changer stuff surely over the next couple of months as well. Quickly on the Bagador as well, congratulations to, probably it's going to be Taco Lilla that's going to win it here from Leviathan. They had a pretty rough time the last couple of weeks, it's got to be said. Stella was also up in the conversation for 100 Thieves. I thought he might win it, to be fair, just because, you know, how these tend to go against some of the North American players. But yeah, 100 Thieves failed to qualify. Leviathan did qualify in the end, but these are the latest votes here for the Bagador. And e.g. Ethan was on here as well, but even though, it's interesting with Ethan, right, because he mentioned when he left 100 Thieves, and I think it was a difficult one between whether they kicked him or whether he didn't want to stay. He wasn't really sure that the rebuilds they made was going to be the right one, so I think eventually they kind of decided to mutually part ways, that Ethan would go a different direction. And when he joined EG and then 100 Thieves looked pretty good, I think he mentioned that like he probably regrets his decision to leave 100 Thieves and feels like he should have stayed with those guys and what they've built over there. But fundamentally, Ethan's now qualified for the playoffs and 100 Thieves haven't, and he's been a big part of why over the last couple of weeks. Not to say that if he wasn't on 100 Thieves still, then they could be better than they are. I think they probably could be, but it's still quite interesting that Ethan has not exactly got revenge in that way, but certainly has proved to at least some extent that his decision to leave was justified given the way things have gone over the last couple of weeks. So yeah, G2 Gozen, they get the job done in that region yet again. This though is the Masters Tokyo probabilities from around the world, so we'll see in a second here what's going on in the Pacific side, but PaperX and DRX have already guaranteed to qualify with the runs that they have made. Fnatic are almost there. They're 97% chance really to win one of the next 2 series and get over the line. You'd think potentially the same with Na'Vi, and then you get to Cloud9 and Loud. These are the 2 teams that are in that kind of game where they've only got to win one more series by doing so well in the regular season, so roughly an 80% chance for them to make it. NRG slightly further behind but still a good chance, and then T1 obviously for esports, Liquid, etc, and it goes down to what we'll see in a second from the Pacific side with Zeta and Team Secret no chance any longer. The chances for Furia and EG etc is apparently about 20%, so pretty rough for them technically, but of course anything can still happen here. So yes, officially confirmed yesterday that Zeta Division are out of there. T1 take them down. This was a bit of a full collapse, to be honest, because Zeta again, they lost to Team Secret in a mind-blowing way. Double overtimes, they end up losing in that one. They played T1, and in fairness, right, T1 are probably the team that were most likely to make it through. I think they're probably the favourites, to be honest, from that lower bracket to make it through as the 3rd team, and they probably still are as such. But yeah, Zeta Division, the only remaining Japanese team that could have made it to Masters Tokyo, which would have been a great story, and I've been keeping up on it for some time. They fell short yesterday to T1, so good result for T1 with Sire Player, of course, formerly of the Gardens. A couple of guys here, formerly of you know, Cloud9, of course. 13-10 game 1 on Haven, and then game 2 was actually finally an overtime win here, but still, I mean, this game 2, they lost 4 rounds in a row to even go to overtime, but thankfully for them, they won it. But Fracture, 13-10, there was a couple of rounds in here where they really will feel like they should have won. They had a good finish of the first half, but eventually it just wasn't enough. They lose 8-3 on the second half, and that was enough for them to get over the line. Carpe with a great final map here, but yeah, 13-10 for T1. They advance in the tournament, and that does officially leave Zeta out of there. Same for Team Secret. I mentioned during yesterday's video that Secret were up 1-0 in this series after winning the Ascent 13-8, but they went down 10-2 at the half, and that meant that, you know, Gen.G won Haven, and then they won Split as well, eventually 14-12. Crazy overtime here with, again, a big comeback from Gen.G to even take it to overtime. So fair play to Gen.G doing this one, but yeah, Team Secret, I feel like to many, were kind of considered to be a potential candidate to make Masters Tokyo because they'd beaten DRX not long ago, but they lose in a close fashion there, and now they're straight out of the tournament by Gen.G themselves. So impressive stuff. And just to tune in here, actually, wow, this is getting really interesting because PRX and DRX are playing right now. PaperX versus DRX. Both of these teams are already qualified, of course, but as it stands, PaperX up 1-0 in the series. They just won the Fracture, I'm guessing. And now here we are on Bind, up 10-4. So, okay, DRX could make the comeback, and regardless of who wins this, again, it doesn't really matter that much because both of these teams have made it anyway, but still, it's pretty a good statement here from PaperX so far in the series, and, you know, you'd think DRX would hold on to this one and keep things competitive, right? But yeah, the winner of that goes to the Grand Finals. The loser plays the winner of T1 Gen.G. So this is the big series that's going on shortly. T1 Gen.G, the winner makes Masters Tokyo, the loser does not. I would say T1 here are favourites, especially because they already played earlier in the tourney and T1 won that event, so I'm thinking they'll probably do the same thing again. Feel bad for Zeta, to be honest, because had they have beaten T1, they'd have felt pretty confident they could have beaten Gen.G, I'm sure, but they didn't. They collapsed when it mattered, and that means, unfortunately, no real Japanese representatives in Masters Tokyo playing in front of the crowd. Quickly as well on what's going on in the Americas region, thought this is pretty funny, actually, from Cloud9, looking at exactly what happened over the last couple of months, making that controversial change, the way things have turned around between Cloud9 from then to the present day, and they play shortly. We saw actually technically, based on the ELO ratings and who they play, they might have a slightly superior chance even than Loud to qualify for Masters Tokyo, and they would be absolutely the favourite North American team to do exactly that. But they do play the winner of NRG and Evil Geniuses, so going to be a tough result. I mean, if they play NRG, it's going to be tough, and as I mentioned yesterday, it almost feels like when you've got NRG and Loud eyeing up a potential bracket match, they're going to find a way to match up in a bracket, right? So maybe that's what Cloud9 need to be careful of is, you know, the Loud curse on the other side, rather than necessarily the NRG side of the equation. But I will also mention the Premier stories that are going on at the moment, because quite so basically we get the playoffs going on around the world in Tier 1, and then shortly after, effectively the end of this month, right at the start of June, the playoffs happen in the Tier 2 side, and many of the players in that region are getting prepared for it by playing at the Premier Beta. So this Premier thing arrived into the game not long ago. Found it kind of funny the way that a lot of these leagues that people will find themselves in, the divisions, are made up of teams of effectively pro players that are just farming free victories. But yeah, so Tex and Co got the win with EG Ethan, so they're all forming just interesting teams of 5. And ShahZaM's team actually got the job done as well. Obviously, the obvious joke is that it's the only thing that they're going to win this season. But yeah, so ShahZaM and even Yay were on the team and they got the win. Also, though, Tarek's team not so fortunate. I know there was quite a lot of discussion because they had Steel on there and, you know, Screwfaces on there making some calls, and Shroud doesn't really say much at the best of times anyway. So yeah, the comms weren't exactly optimal. They go down to their final series, but yeah, ShahZaM gets the dub, despite the fact that there was no dubs getting got by G2 recently during their qualifier run, but they have still made the playoffs regardless.
Remaining.
Nice! GG.
Defenders win.
Wait, are we champions?
We're champions, guys.
Where's all the other teams? I don't understand. Is it just our division?
Yeah, just some random. It's random in the division, I think. I mean, that
We get a player card?
was like actually a thing. Yeah, I better get a player card right here.
You get it right now?
Better.
Oh my god.
Winner. Champion.
Champion! Let's go. Where's my player card?
Oh, anticlimactic. Where's my
Yeah,
That's it?
Night.
We did a recall. And it's like recall suck at A. Recall and suck. And dart.
Road trip.
Cypher cam
I
C.
think this is the hit. This is the hit.
I'm making it.
We should breach.
Oh wait, I'm ulti. Chill out.
Backside, he's hit.
Push all the way through A.
You're
All the way
backside.
through A1.
Okay, I got flank.
Spawn one, breach. Nice, that.
Nice.
Nice.
I walked in.
Could be in
Alright,
here.
nice.
He's close graffiti. He could have pushed the right side forward, I think.
Ran away.
He left.
Mike, you're muted.
Who?
82 damage to this guy.
Detained.
Push mid one.
30
I got
seconds
flank. I got
left.
flank. Don't worry.
Yeah, this one.
It's one. It's one. Astra.
Dude, no.
Last player
Evan
standing.
and Spawn.
Oh, I should have played my solo, dude. Should have helped flank.
They have breach
Nothing
ulti
short,
and Astra wall.
Yo, you're on
Breach
camera.
ulti-
You're on 4K.
Okay, they have breach ulti and
You're gonna breach ult very
breach ulti
fast.
Astra
We should
ulti
tap bomb, I
for the
think.
retake. Yeah, we should.
Wait. Play out. Only bomb tap.
Yep.
Everybody out.
Off your feet!
Yup, perfect.
Full gun
Free
me.
flat. I flash you. Free flat.
Let's refight. Let's refight.
Free fight.
Yeah.
Blind it. Blind it. Oh, too late. Too late.
One, flash, one.
Going through. Going through. Going through.
Backside, in spawn. Backside.
I'm dead.
I'm dog.
Defenders win.
I played so bad this map, dude.
Oh my god. It was fun while it lasted.
No,
guys.
man.
I'm sorry, boys. I'm sorry, boys. I wanted this to be a dub.
This last one's on me, dude.
That was a valiant effort.
What do you mean valiant effort, bro? Second
That's
place
what the
can
thing just said, bro. That's
suck
what
dick.
that's what the thing said, bro.
And these are the dates for that, just to confirm. So May the 31st, M80 versus Shopify Rebellion, which is obviously going to be a big one. And then June 1st, June 2nd for some of these other games going on. Okay, this is actually May the 31st, but just morning time for me. But yeah, so G2 play Oxygen round 1, far from easy. But maybe that's them getting some good practice here going forward. Just wanted to mention before we close out the video here, I'm going away to Toronto for a Call of Duty event tomorrow. And I'm not exactly sure. I'll try and do my best to stay covering the Valorant stuff over the next couple of days. I'm not sure about tomorrow morning, whether I'll be able to get a video done in time before my flight. There might not be a video tomorrow morning, but and there might not be a video when I come back on the final day, but I'll try and make it work. There should still be plenty of content coming, but if there's no video tomorrow morning, then it's probably because the Wi-Fi at the hotel wasn't good enough to make the video get uploaded in time, basically, before I've got to catch the flight. But yeah, very much interested in your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care, and I'll see you next time.